When most of us think about being regulated, we imagine feeling calm, peaceful, totally grounded, like nothing bothers us, like we're just floating through the day unshaken. And if that's the goal, a lot of us are failing because real life doesn't feel like that. Real life feels like kids asking for a snack when you're in the middle of something. Emails coming in constantly, your brain jumping between ideas, your patience getting tested in the small, ordinary moments. And if you've been listening this week, you might be starting to recognize your nervous system moves. It activates, it settles, it reacts, it recovers. So, if that's true, then regulation can't mean never getting activated. Because here's the shift that changed everything for me. Regulation isn't about being calm. It's about having capacity to feel something without immediately needing to escape it, capacity to notice activation without getting swept away by it, capacity to come back to yourself without needing a full crash to get there. A regulated nervous system still gets overwhelmed sometimes. It still feels stress. It still gets irritated. But the difference is it doesn't stay there long. It doesn't have to go to the extremes to reset. So instead of asking, how often do I feel calm as a litmus test for how regulated you are, a more helpful question becomes, how quickly do I come back to center? Because regulation lives in the return, not in perfection. And this is where it gets really subtle because a lot of us are actually experiencing moments of regulation. We're just not recognizing them. It might look like taking a breath before you respond, even if you still feel annoyed. Pausing for a second when you feel the urge to rush, even if you still have a lot to do. Noticing that your body feels tight and softening your shoulders just a little. Those moments don't feel dramatic. They don't feel like breakthroughs, but they are. Because what's happening in those moments is your nervous system learning, I can feel this and I'm still okay. And the more we build that experience, the less our system needs to go all the way to 100 or all the way to shutdown to get our attention. This is also where we start to gently shift the cycle we talked about earlier this week, not by eliminating activation, but by catching it sooner, by noticing, oh, I'm starting to speed up. Oh, this is beginning to feel urgent. Oh, I'm pushing past that internal that's enough signal. And instead of waiting for the crash, we create a small moment of return, a pause, a breath, a check in, not to stop the day, but to stay connected to ourselves inside of it. Regulation isn't something you achieve once. It's something you practice in the tiniest little moments over and over again. So, where in your day do you already come back to yourself, even briefly? Where do you pause? Where do you soften? Where do you breathe? Because those moments count more than you think. And the more you start to recognize them, the more your nervous system learns, I don't have to go to these extremes to come back home. And that's what regulation actually starts to feel like. Not perfect, not constant, but closer and closer to reach. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. What's your go-to in the moment regulation technique when you're starting to feel activated? I would love your tips too.